Hi everyone, and welcome back to Purpose to Love. My name is Randy, and today I want to talk about humility. So humility as a teacher, as a direct care professional, as a parent or guardian. I want to talk about why we need it and the purpose of it. So let's get started. So I guess we want to just start off with what the definition of humility is. So what is humility? The definition here says freedom from pride or arrogance, the quality or state of being humble, which is basically not having arrogance or haughtiness or pride. So from the definition, you can see that we're going to be talking about pride and arrogance within the workplace, or even from parents or caregivers. So I think it's just really important to talk about. It's so easy, especially if you've been working with someone for a long time or with a group of students or individuals for a long time. It's easy to kind of take on this like I know it all approach. We've tried it all. We've done this and we've done that. And I think a lot of us have been there, right? Because you get tired after a while of trying the same things. But it's always important to remember within this field of special needs or human services, I think in general in life, just because you tried it one time or a few times 10 years ago doesn't mean that now 12 years later it's not going to work. So I just think that there has to be an openness within this field. So I have a few points that I want to just throw out there to you guys. If you have any other points or ideas or thoughts, leave a comment. So the first point that I want to make is this: don't let your pride become a power struggle. It's so easy to do that as a teacher and a direct care professional and a parent, I'm sure, as well. You have your own objectives and lessons and things to do in mind, and then your student, the individual, comes in and they want no parts. They want no parts at all. They don't want to be there. They don't want to look at you. They want no parts of you. And so, we are tasked with this role of having to make decisions. Like, do I challenge them today and possibly have to put up a fight? Is it worth it? Or, is this a moment where I really kind of need to lay back and do more observing and just checking in on them and just making sure they're okay? We definitely have to play that role. We are, tasked with having to challenge them to kind of bring them up to a higher level, but also having to check ourselves. Is this a pride thing? Am I really just trying to get something done just to get it done? Or I feel pressure because I have to get something done, and they're not cooperating for whatever reason. It's just something that we have to kind of look at. So definitely checking our pride at the door, and I think this also goes for when we're working with our coworkers or other staff members. You might meet a new person might be coming onto the team, and maybe they don't know a lot yet, but they still have a lot to offer. They still have ideas that they can suggest, and maybe you have been working there at that school or facility for a long time, and you've tried some of these things maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago, and that's fine. But maybe, now it works, So I think it's just being open to ideas and suggestions, even trying things again and again, giving it some time in between, but just trying things again and again. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think sometimes people resist that because it's like, well, I did that and I tried that. And yes, you did do it and you did try it, but maybe the way this person presents it or the way they say it might help the student or the individual be able to receive that particular task or whatever a bit better. So sometimes we just have to check our pride at the door and think about, is it worth the power struggle, because we want to have a healthy and inviting space to learn and grow, whether they're children or adults, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the first one. So the second point is this: if you can be teachable and learn, that will allow you to be a better teacher and or caregiver. So what I'm trying to say is you should always be open to learning, regardless of how long you've been teaching or providing care to anyone. You should always be in a place of constantly learning, constantly growing. And as for parents, even though that is your child and you do know them very well, you should still be very open to getting feedback and hearing the truth, from other people's perspectives of how your child is acting or their behaviors that they are presenting in a different space. Because maybe at home they look a little different than they do at school or a day program. So I think it's important for all of us to always be open to receiving knowledge and information about things that we think we may already know, just so that we can gain more knowledge, so that we can be better caregivers, better providers, better teachers, and always be in a state of progression, always progressing to the next phase and the next phase, so that our students and our individuals will benefit from that. When they see us learning and growing and developing, it pays off, and it shows, and in how you can be more creative, and how the different content you're going to be able to provide for them, or experiences or opportunities that you can provide for the student or the individual. So my third and my final point is this: put aside your pride in order to help others and to receive help. I think it's important within this field that we recognize that helping other people is not going to take away from what we're doing, especially as teachers or a direct care professional. If you have ideas or lessons in mind or planned out, it's okay to share those things. It's not going to take away from what you're doing. And though, you have people who just take ideas and they don't, give you credit or whatever. But again, we're not there for the accolades, but you still want credit for the ideas and the creativity that you have, for sure. But I don't think that there shouldn't be any fear around sharing ideas with each other. And from my experience of being a teacher and working with other teachers, I've had really great experiences with teachers where they are so open to sharing their ideas and activities, things they've done that worked really well, and vice versa. I had no problem sharing what I did with someone else or with my class with another teacher if that was going to help them to be more successful. So I think it's really important for us to put aside our pride in order to help other people, but also to receive help. As caregivers and parents and guardians as well, and teachers, I think sometimes we have this thing inside of us where we're like, no, I don't need help. I can do it. I can handle it, or there's this pride about, we have a good connection, me and this student or me and this individual, like we're tight. Like we have a good relationship. So I can handle this behavior right now. I don't need any help, but maybe you do, and it's okay that for whatever reason, in that moment, that student or that individual is just not connecting with you. And you need to bring in some reinforcements on other people to help you work this situation out. So it's just, we have to take a good look at ourselves and remind ourselves to be humble and to, I want to say sit down. Like I want to start singing that song, but I'm not going to do that. But I think it's really important for us to be humble and to remind ourselves that it's okay to need help, and it's okay to share thoughts and ideas and creativity with other people to see other people succeed, So those are my thoughts, those are my ideas, and I hope that this was helpful and encouraging. Thanks everyone, that is all I have for today. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And remember, you are purposed to love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.